That is not a prosthetic right there. That is a foreign object or enlarged organ. Okay? Inside of my sinus, near my eye, or at least protruding from the gum. So, got my shirt a little bit wet, but that's fine. Anyway, this is just not good. To the Israelis, my heart goes out to you. What happened in October doesn't matter whether the number or the day, night. The Iranians, feel free to. I'm very sorry. Heart goes out to you too. Mexicans, any lands, Hispanics, yeah, you guys too. Asians, Europeans, Pacific Islanders, African American, non-African American, black, non-black, anybody in between, albinos. So, at the same time, I'm pretty cruel. I can't really care about nobody else. I'm not in the army. First off, I put out the biggest news in history. Not in like history like, oh, this is something trendy and like it's kind of recent. I mean like history, like going forever. As an American from California and in Los Angeles. So the point is that yes, I'm critical of a lot of people. I've done the wrong things, and even if I did the most rightest thing in the world, I don't mean like far right or anything, I mean like just right. At the same time, you could say I don't deserve this. I deserve every bit of what I should get. Need a lot of people to back up, like Kierkegaard. Doesn't matter which PD, I don't care. I've never really been outside of California too, which is like super unfortunate because I'm supposed to be getting Social Security. That money is apparently entitled to me, and it was kind of weird because I was like, why am I getting YouTube recommendations like with their shorts? With like, what's the best way to describe it? Like, people just not getting their money out of the bank. Like they worked for it, but like the bank doesn't actually. So it's kind of like going to McDonald's, but like you're not actually going to McDonald's to like whether the food is healthy or it's not healthy. The point is like you're trying to get the money that you earned from working. And then I was like, oh, so I don't even get to work. So if I get money from the government and they're not even giving it to me, then that's like double messed up. That's like a double whammy because I have autism. So like most people treat me like trash. They treat me like garbage. They treat me, and I've actually literally took a shower in a shower in a psych ward where there was live feces on the ground. I was like, yeah. And this was in Lomita, California, so know which one says there's no lying this time. Most people are like, dang, he got a psych ward. And I'm like, yeah, does it seem like I actually bother people? I'm being reasonable right now. So, the point is, the reason why I'm mentioning that is because care court is basically like involuntary, which means like, you know how people were like, oh, Trump's gonna do this whole Project 2025 deal, and he's gonna enslave people. Alright, so basically, like, I was supposed to get not even just a little bit of money. It was supposed to be over like 800 essentially. So like 800 doesn't really get too much depending on who you ask in America. And some people will be like, well, you could stretch, you know, that money out and be able to get yourself like some essentials that you need, food, shelter, whatever. But the shelter part, first off, is a complete lie. At least in California, okay? I don't even know about our own president. I don't really support Donald Trump or am in opposition to him. So that's a weird place to be in your country. For anyone, with or without autism, whether I'm homeless or not, whether a foreigner gets more than I do. I'm from Mexico, so it's like the same thing. Even if it wasn't like good enough logic to essentially include that argument, it still wouldn't be a substantial amount either way. You would basically be immediately, so you'd basically have to like you would basically have to really understand that money is like not even guaranteed in America. Say that they have jobs, they actually don't. The police apparently go for the bad guys, but when you see it in your communities, more often than not, you're actually seeing people that are usually on the more innocent side being stopped. I know that immediately people are going to be like, well, you're mentioning Trump.
That's like so many, bro, already.
You're mentioning Trump, and like, that deals with Epstein. And there's so many, and I'm like, so many what? So you think it's just going to be like anybody underage that's going to be affected by these kinds of things? Absolutely not. It could affect any adult, celebrity or not, in politics or not. Did you guys see that video where like Jeffrey Epstein was literally like just texting some like non-black to African American lawyer, like some kind of federal no, she wasn't a federal lawyer, I don't think, but she was like this I guess like a congresswoman, I think. I don't know. I don't know anything about politics really. And she's just looking at the text and like he's just like, hey, you gotta do this. This is how you do it. Like Corrupt Coach. Remember that other video, Corrupt Coach? Like Corrupt Coach. You're just like, all right, gotta bring this one in. Bring another one of those chocolate girls. Hey, put a nice police cap on her, or whatever that hat is called. I don't know exactly what it's called. And yeah, let's get her in there. Which is really funny because they're saying, well, we're gonna arrest all these ICE agents and we ain't gonna have that around. I'm like, this is just my take on it. Like, forget about trying to say what everybody else says, Donald Trump, anybody else, right? I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think we really have to go there, you know what I mean? I don't really think we have to wants to go there. She's saying we're not going to have that, so obviously she wants to go there. And then everybody's just like kind of looking around, seeing who's going to be the first R-ward. R-ward? Oh man, that's actually a good one. That's code. It's going to be way better than 6-7. The R-word. R-word, because like R-word. Shoot. Nobody's going to understand that, especially because who passed by me. So, I mean, like, if they're gonna arrest ICE agents, then people are gonna be like, oh, basically the police are fighting amongst each other. Now, we're gonna go in and we're just going to steal. We don't care if we go to work. We don't care if we... I don't know. We don't care if we go to work. We don't care if we work for the government. It's gonna be still. Is that not like the simplest thing that's gonna happen? Like, I don't know. Maybe that's kind of overthinking it, and is like an incorrect assumption that it's gonna happen. But that's what I would think. I would be like, wait, so this lady wants to arrest ICE agents, but there's still police.
Yeah,
but like,
I heard that,
if they need to handle a crazy situation, they can. And they are in fact part of law enforcement. Like it's their label, it's their title, their job. And especially the criminals are just gonna be like, oh, the police are basically fighting amongst each other. Now we're going to steal all the stuff out of town. So now money's not gonna matter anymore because all that was really funny who passed by. So all of the stuff is no longer going to be valid for any kind of consumeristic isn't even a word, but just a consumer behavior like using currency. Like, okay. Because you could spend through other ways. I mean, you could trade stuff. People trade all the time. And yeah, I don't know, like, kind of just going all the way back, since we're talking about how money works. Care court just sucks. It's not good. Sorry, not sorry. And I'm only saying this based off of my honest experience. Now, I understand that, like, you would want to review something fairly most of the time, right? Some people, they put a review on a place and they're just like, yeah, this food, it wasn't really good. Yeah, it was kind of cold. Yeah, this person was kind of like rude a little bit. I had to like return my stuff. I had to get a refund. And I'm just like, all right, so essentially, like, I'm not going to be some kind of spokesperson for mental health. Like, that's not my thing. Like, I don't have to do that. Like, I could encourage people, but it doesn't mean that I'm just going to, like, especially when you're trying to make me obligated to do it. I don't have to do it. Like, you want me to come and talk about mental health, but I don't even have a roof over my head by no government entity. Forget about even just the county for a second. Nobody has ever housed me, okay? I had to deal with 3 men basically beating me down every single day. Not just a little bit, a lot. Now, I'm not going to resent those men for beating me down every single day for my life because it's my fucking brothers. So, now, with that being said, everybody else in my family, whether they're male or female, have all done something pretty terrible to me. So,
before I continue, the only reason why I'm mentioning my family and not really getting into specifics, because I've never had a sister. Also get it, like, never had a friend girl. I have had friend girls, but I mean, I don't know. Anyway, the point is that I just had my mom taking care of me. I appreciate my mom and all my family. And even where I came from, so no Mexicans say anything. Also, I appreciate all cultures. Sincerely. Not just some music, maybe some nice food to eat, but the things that put it all together too, like, I guess you could say. So, the reason why I'm mentioning other people too, no matter where they came from, is because even if I've never done a single thing wrong with my autism, people treat me like I'm a menace. Like, I literally, like, destroy people's lives. But I don't mean, like, harming people or, like, trying to go up and bother and be like, hey, do you have $1? You know, and you're trying to enjoy your food right here. Especially, it doesn't matter culturally, you know, even if they don't want to give me $1 or whatever. Like, I don't do that sort of thing. I shouldn't have to. I should be able to work. But I just appreciate everybody at the same time. That doesn't mean that I have to stay with the family that I was born with, or I have to stay in the same country, okay? I could do something better. I could literally go to another country and just work for them. I'm at a Chinese food spot. Everybody hates China. I go to North Korea. I'm just like, dude. Well, North Korea is kind of extreme, but I mean, get it? They always say they're like extremists. Or what do they say? Totalitarian? I don't know. China's cool. America's cool.